Hello, welcome to the Liberated Multitasker. Let's cook us a low-carb meal.
I'm going to start off by preheating my oven to 400 degrees. We're going to go ahead and spray our 2 quart casserole dish. This is 2.75. The recipe calls for a 2 quart. We'll drizzle just a little bit of olive oil in our pan. I'm going to go brown up 2 pounds of ground beef. So there's one, and here's our 2nd pound of ground beef. I'm going to go ahead and cut this eye on. I'm going to go ahead and chop this up into smaller pieces. This is one of those 30-minute meals. It is keto, low carb, and it's pretty quick. And that's what I needed today. Something quick. I put cardboard in my raised beds, and then I put some hay in those beds. I've not finished. I have to do some more tomorrow. And I'm doing that before I do the dirt just to help me out with the cost of dirt for this year. I will have to top it off again, probably in the fall and in the spring. So I wanted something quick and easy. Now this dish does not have any vegetables in it, so you may want to serve it with a salad or some green beans or potatoes. This is just basically going to be meat and cheese. So need to think about a side. Now I'm going to add my seasonings in just a little bit. But we always add more salt and pepper than what the recipe calls for. Anytime I do not, my husband said it needs more salt. And he's usually right. So this is just me adding salt and pepper. And later, when I add the seasonings in, I'll be adding what the recipe calls for. These things are usually seasoned to taste anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. I went ahead and measured my spices. So they'll be ready to add when this meat is good and brown. So we're quite a few minutes away from that. So as it continues to brown, I'll be getting my other things together.
Now this meal was tasty and had great flavor, but it was not my husband's favorite. I wish I would have added a vegetable. Maybe some green beans or broccoli.
Just a little bit longer. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know what I'm about to do. I'm going to get some of this grease out of here so I don't have to lift this pan. I have started some pepper and tomato seeds. They're starting to look pretty good. Next week I hope to begin to harden those off so they'll be ready to plant in the sun. Of course, I'm still having to get my garden ready. We did get the weed fabric laid, and I got 21 beds put together. I'm going to add 3 more, and that is going to be it. I got the last 3 because I had earned some points from the other ones that I had purchased. And I do really love those beds. I'm able to pick them up by the braces. Some of the raised beds I have purchased, you cannot do that. The braces are pretty weak. But the Vegega beds, I can actually lift them by the braces to move them. Alright, I believe that is ready to add our seasonings. So here I have a teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to sprinkle that in. I have 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So we're probably going to have lots of flavor. Ooh, I can smell the garlic. But I like garlic. And that little bit of cayenne will give it just enough flavor. I don't like anything too spicy, but a little bit of cayenne is good. Alright, now I have chopped up, or chopped at it, about 4 ounces of cream cheese. The recipe called for reduced fat. This is not reduced fat. This is full fat. It's what I had. It's going to be just fine. You know, lots of times with these recipes, we're going to use what we have. And it's going to take me a minute just to be patient with it and let that melt and get good and incorporated. Now, the instructions also said to use a non-stick skillet. I didn't do that either. I'm using my stainless. This is my deep dish skillet. I use it all the time. I really do love it, especially if I'm using like 2 pounds of ground meat. This skillet's plenty big enough. Now, lots of times you don't see me do sides. We do have sides, but I never know which sides my husband's going to want. He normally eats out at lunch at work. And as sure as I'm thinking we're going to have green beans, he had green beans at lunch. As sure as I'm thinking about serving chicken, he had chicken at lunch. So normally I will wait till he gets home and find out what sides he would like. Because I just really never know whether he's going to want a salad or some roasted vegetables. Roasted vegetables are my favorite. So I'm going to wait and decide that when he's about ready to eat. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Now I need to cut my eye off. And I'm going to add about half a cup of medium cheddar. Now, this isn't quite a cup. I'll be pulling out some more cheese. So I'm going to put this in. I'll grab some more cheese later to finish this dish off. I think that's going to be about, I'm going to call that half a cup. Now, it's time for me to add this to our casserole dish. Well, I was going to let you see it, but I'm just not that coordinated. And this skillet is heavy. Alright, we're going to top this dish with the rest of our cheese. I think I'm going to add a little more. I don't think that's quite enough. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to put this in our oven for about 10 minutes. And I'll bring you back when it's ready. Okay, it has been right at 10 minutes. Let's see what this looks like. That looks really good. And there we have our cheesy ground beef casserole. Serve it with the side of your choice.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.